Hi, it's Dr. Brown here at Cityskin in Melbourne. I thought I'd do a quick video just to explain a bit about the cost of anti-wrinkle and dermal filler treatments. We love being open and honest about all aspects of cosmetic treatment because it helps you understand what we're doing, what we're likely to achieve from your treatment and what it's likely to cost. Now, by law, we're not allowed to mention anti-wrinkle or dermal filler brand names. So that's why you see it described as anti-wrinkle treatment and dermal filler rather than the actual brand names themselves. That's a ruling by the Therapeutic Goods Association, or TGA, in Australia. So apologies for that, so we have to be a little bit creative with the way we describe things. Now, in Armidale and Hampton, we have two anti-wrinkle products on offer. One of them is the most well-known anti-wrinkle brand in the world. It's made in America. The second one is a European brand. There's pros and cons to using each of those. I suppose the American brand, the most well-known one, we charge $12 per unit. And the benefit of that is I prefer that in the lower face. It's slightly more predictable, doesn't spread quite as far as the European brand. So when I treat things like tooth grinding and facial slimming, when we treat downturning mouth, chin lines, upper lip lines, I prefer personally using the American brand, the most well-known brand. The alternative brand is the European one, and I actually quite like this one. It kicks in quicker. For me, I find it takes between 5 and 6 days to kick in, rather than 7 to 10 for the American brand. I find we use it a little bit stronger than what we're supposed to, so we use 3 of the European units for every 1 of the American unit. So if, for example, you might have seen our guide to frown treatments, if we use 20 units and using the American branded units, we say that you need to use 3 times as many of the European brand to do the same thing. So we'd be using 60 units of the European brand in the frown area to do the same as 20 of the American brand. Now, when the products are delivered to us, when the anti-wrinkle products arrive with us, we have to dilute it with saline. So we choose how much we dilute the products, and that's the same with any clinic across the world. So the European brand, we're meant to put 2.5, or dilute it so there's 2.5 of the European branded units for every 1 of the American unit. But we find it's not quite strong enough, so we use 3 of the European branded units for every 1 of the American brand. You can see how it's really confusing. We'd love to be able to use the brand names, but we're really not allowed to by law, so I'm so sorry we've had to talk about it in a roundabout way. The European brand, we charge 1/3 of the price, so we charge $4 per unit. You need 3 times as much, so effectively to do the same as the American brand, it costs $12 a unit. So effectively they're the same cost, but they work in slightly different ways, and we expect them to last around about the same with the right amount of units used. I find the European brand of anti-wrinkle treatment spreads a little bit further, so I love using it in foreheads and in the frown area. With dermal filler, we charge from $550 for 1 ml of dermal filler. And generally speaking, the thicker the filler, the longer lasting it is, the more expensive it is, and that's because we just have to pay more for that filler. So I hope that explains a little bit about anti-wrinkle and dermal filler costs. Have a little browse through the website there, and if you've got any questions, please click on the Contact Us in the top right hand corner and send us an email so you can ask us any question you like about treatment. Thank you.